David, I want to talk to you about the arena development in Philadelphia. You have an obligation to your investment partners. Like, this has to actually be a successful business. But when you talk about stewardship, that's really about the community. How do you balance those two as a responsible business leader and civic leader, whether you want to be called that or not? But when you steward a team like the 76ers, you become that.
So in my day life as just a residential developer, I often think about that. But when you're in the sports world and what we're trying to do, which is, Jonathan knows the guiding star for what I want to do is create the best live entertainment venue in the world in Philadelphia to open in 2030. And I say that at the start of every meeting and the close of every meeting.
I thought you said 2029.
Yeah, no. It was 2031. We moved it up a year. But because I think it's important for everyone to know what you're playing for. And so we do that in every meeting. I'll just digress for a second. Our team, I just got an email for this, is meeting with our concessionaire, Levy. We just announced that we're bringing them into the building. And they said, David, you're not going to make the call because you're doing, what do you want to say? I'd like to create the best live entertainment hospitality experience in the world in this building. And that's what's got to be the guiding star. So back to your question. I come to it very simply. I think two things can be true. I can build a really world-class building in Philadelphia that makes financial sense for a $2 billion investment with no public money, which is, I'm going to say that again, no public money.
How much of that goes to Populous? Let's just...
Yeah, well...
Don't say anything.
It was a rough conversation for Jonathan and I when we were building. So I have an obligation to our team, and we're partnered with the Flyers and Comcast, and how do we make sure this makes economic sense? But why can't we build something that makes economic sense and does something great for the community? It's not an if-then or an either-or. And so I think about that all the time, because to your point, people can say, oh, sports team owners, they just care about this. Well, I don't. I'm from Philadelphia. It's my hometown team. And we're committed to doing something really special. And so how do we build a place? And one of the examples is, how do we create a fan plaza public area that when there's not an event, could that be a farmer's market? Can it be other things? Can we do a movie night in the summer with our video screens outside that we haven't even announced yet, but I'm letting it go here. And so I think you can do all of those things. And it doesn't have to be so singularly focused. As Jonathan said, 45 years ago in a parking lot, just build a building that gets used for the NFL 8 times a year. And that was the mission, and they did it, and Populous does it better than anyone, in my opinion. It's changed. I look at it and I say, my job is to create a venue. Mom and dad hire a babysitter to go to a concert or a sporting event. They are entitled to more than just what happens in the arena. What is your pregame environment? Dinner, drinks, whatever. Go inside for concerts, sports. And then afterwards, could you have another drink? Could you meet some friends out for a snack? Do something. And
yes.
So I think we have to change that, right? And so we have to create that sports can become, or these venues, a place for people to gather, not just a place to come and go.